the G clef, right? So you can fill in from there. My other one that when I was in school, in music school and all these different things, I don't know why I think this way, but I knew that was E, and then I went to the middle one. I know that's B. I don't know anything in between, but I know that's E and that's B, and I can fill in. I can go E, F, G. E, F, G, A. You see what I'm saying? Real quick like. But I know if they call out that middle line, I know that's B, and anything above it or below it, I know what it is. So it's a reference point, okay? And then I built on that, obviously, yeah? You just keep building on those. Good. Same thing with the bass clef. Right now in my mind, it is ingrained in my mind. I know the first line is G, and I know the middle line is D. I did it on both clefs. I did it on, that helped me, okay? So whatever it is that helps you, use it, okay? All right, good. Anything else that we talked about yesterday? How about absolute pitch names? What are they? No. Absolute pitch names are what? Your musical alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? No H, right? Yes. Okay. All right. Did somebody say that in here yesterday?
It wasn't my daughter.
It wasn't your daughter? Oh, it was your daughter. That's right. Where's she at? She here?
No, I'm not going to play her.
Yeah, there she is. Okay, good. Okay. So, we got A, B, C, D, E, F, G. What happens after G? A. It starts all over again. Okay? And you can go over and over and over as high as you want, as low as you want. Now, you go so high, it gets out of our frequency. You can't hear it. You need a dog in here to hear it. You know what I'm saying? That they can hear those higher frequencies. There's so much that the human ear can hear. Okay? There's sounds in here right now, I guarantee you, that are happening that you cannot hear. These lights, I guarantee you, are putting off a high frequency that you cannot hear.
That's evident on Sunday's preaching sometimes.
Is it really?
Yeah.
You can hear them?
Well, some people, you don't hear the frequency. Some people don't hear the preaching.
They don't hear the preaching. Amen, brother. Do you want to preach? I'll give you this microphone. Yeah. Right, they're just sleeping. Yeah. Yeah, they're in the snoring frequency. Okay. Good. How many of y'all sleep in church? You're not supposed to admit that.
The preacher didn't raise his hand.
He did. He's got coffee and he said, I sleep in church. Okay. No, you know, that is one thing I have never, ever in my life ever done, is fall asleep in church. I just can't, I cannot bring myself. I have been tired. I have been extremely tired in church to where I could have went to sleep, right? If I closed my eyes, I was out. But I have never went to sleep. Thank you, Lord, you know. So anyway, okay. Now, by the way, that don't make you super spiritual. Okay. Okay. All right, here we go. We also talked about relative pitch names. Okay, and they are do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. And we also talked about the chromatics abruptly yesterday. Okay, so we said the chromatics going up the scale, do, di, re, re, mi, fa, fi, sol, si, la, li, ti, and do. Descending, going down the scale, do, ti, te, la, le, so, se, fa, mi, me, re, ra, and do. Ra is the only one that's different. Okay, it has an A sound going down, an E sound going up. Has everybody got that? So you say, well, why do I need to know that? Because when we're singing those shape notes, this is going to be very important to you. Because if you come to a fa that has a sharp on it, you're not going to call it fa. You're going to call it fi. Because it's not fa. Fa is here. That's fa natural. Okay, this is so natural, la natural, and so on. Okay, in the key of C, that is. Now, remember, I told you yesterday, if I die pulling out of this parking lot and you have somebody else come in here teach you music, what do you do if they start teaching you the fixed dose system? That's on your final exam. You run them as far out as you can. Okay? You get them out of here. All right, good. This is called the movable do system. Movable do system. Do moves to whatever key you're in. Okay. Now you say, why do I say that? It's because the fixed do system is very complicated, and it shouldn't be. They call do as C all the time. So if you're in a different key, do is still C. Okay, and it's just, why would you do such? Okay, all right, good. All right. Now, any other questions, comments, issues? Yes, sir. What did he say? This is going to take a while, I can tell. Dose. What have we come to, y'all? He said that's where do-si-do comes from. Do-si-do. Okay. Well, I'm glad he said that. All right. Yeah. Show us how you do that. How do you do-si-do, brother? Yeah. We better move on, shall we? Yes, ma'am. You just look at do, the triangle. Okay, so let's look at some examples. Grab your white book real quick. It doesn't matter what song you want to go to. Let's just go to an easy one right now. Go to page 34. Page 34. Now, this is going to require a little work on your part, and it's just a little bit of work. And the first thing you need to do is find do. It doesn't matter what part. It don't matter if it's soprano, alto, tenor, or bass. You find do. Did you find one? At the beginning of the second measure, or the end of the first measure, altos. Y'all see altos or bass? Altos, you see that they're on a middle C? Guess what key you're in? You're in C major. Oh, without the shape notes. Well, that's a little bit more tricky because the shapes are not there. However, you can still figure it out. And that's where you have to know your lines and spaces really good. At this point, you might as well learn the key signatures. Okay? That would be the easier method rather than going through every single note and saying, okay, there's a C, there's a C, there's an E, and there's a G. Oh, that's a C chord, so therefore this must be C major. Well, that may not always be the case. Okay? It goes on and on. It's snowball effect, right? You need to learn the key signatures at the end of the day. Yes.
Tell me if this is true.
Yes. It may not be.
It's true. Just because I'm saying it don't make it
Okay.
true. But it is a question my wife's taught me. Mark that down. My wife said that
She in here.
generally you can cheat and find out what key the song is in by the last soprano note of the song. It'll tell you.
Sometimes.
Okay.
Yes, sometimes. The bass, 9 times out of 10, are going to land on a do. Okay? That's another way. Yeah. But the sopranos sometimes, and, well, yes, a lot of times they do end on do. That is correct. A lot of times, because that is the root. We call it the root or the foundation of that major chord. Yes. Or that scale, the chord structure there. Okay, that's correct. Okay? Yes. The bass note? It won't tell you, no, because you got to look at the entire structure. But the bass note, like he was just saying with the soprano note, 9 times out of 10, they're going to land on the root of that chord, the foundation of that chord. That's right. Now, if they end on a la, you better believe it. It's a minor key signature more than likely. Okay, la. We'll talk about this later, but la is always your relative minor of any major key signature. If you didn't understand that, don't worry about it. Just let go. Okay, all right. We'll talk about it later. Okay, so let's look at another one. Go to page number 62. 62. Where's do? Say again? Yes, but what is it? You see it's on F space? It could be on an F space or an F line. It's still going to be the key of F major. Now, one thing, yes.
That because, no, see, I know I'm getting stuff mixed up. Because you said, probably didn't. So, to find, did you ever talk?
Key signatures, no. I did last year.
So I looked at the flat. Is it?
Don't.
Stop, just a minute.
Don't. No, I know where you're going. Look, I know where you're going.
You're not, like, you count, like, 3 down or something?
Yeah, 4 down, but yes, yes. Yeah, yes.
No, so don't.
Don't look at the flat.
No, I meant, like, the right there, and then you count.
Yes, you can do that. On flats, you count, but you always got to count, start on the one you're on.
That's what it was. See, I didn't, and I
Yes.
did 3, so that's why I ended in this same spot that you said.
Yep.
But I still did it wrong because
Yep.
it's 4 and you start.
In music, y'all got to get this.
Okay.
You always count the one you're on. I don't care if you're counting from note to note, if you're counting from line to line, flat to flat, whatever it may be, you always count the one you're on.
But
So
it was
look.
the right idea, right?
Yes, you're right. So if I say, okay, I want to go down 4, you don't go 1, 2, 3. You go 1, 2, 3, 4. Does that make sense? Okay, that's what you got to understand. It's an understanding in music. You always count the one you're on. Just like if I say go up a third, 1, 2, 3. If that's do, re, mi, up a third, do, mi. That's a third. Okay? Y'all see that? Do, re, mi. 3. Do, re, mi. Up a third. Do, mi. If I go up another third, from mi to so. You see it? What's in the middle between me and so? Fa. Okay? Yes.
So if that's for the flats, what do you do for the sharps?
Man, why is she pushing me into key signature?
I can't remember because I want to
Last sharp up a half step.
remember to look and know what the key.
Last sharp, or the only sharp, whatever, last sharp up a half step. If you'll pretend like in shape notes, the last sharp is T. Because remember, from T to do is a half step. So the last sharp is T, go up a half step, you're on do. Okay? All right. Good. That was shortcuts, by the way. I want you to explain the theory behind it. Okay. All right, good. Now let's look at another one. Look at page 90. We sung this yesterday. 90. Say again. How did you know that, sir? Because you learned it. That's right. You learn it. Where's do? G line. And for the soprano, it's on the G space for the tenor, and it's on the G line for the bass. Y'all see that? Okay, so that's G major. Now here's where I'm gonna give you one that you got to watch out for. Go to page 80. By the way, notice while you're turning there, we said G major. We did not say G sharp. We did not say G sharp. That's a whole nother ball game. That's the key of G. Because in the key signature area, there was only one sharp, and it was F sharp. There ain't none G sharps, okay, in the key signature. Ain't nary. Look at page 80. What key are we in? Whoa. On do, soprano is on the A space. Y'all see that? Well, there ain't no flat there. Uh-huh. Okay. So you're telling me over there at the key signature, where there's 4 of those flats right there, that one of those flats is A flat. Is that what you're telling me? You're 100% correct. Yes. Because what she did is she's telling us, hey, okay, yeah, that's A. That's why I said it requires a little bit more work. Is you've got to go back and say, okay, is A flatted in that key signature area. And in this case, it is. So that's why you're going to call it A flat. Because all of the A's are flatted. Every one of them. I don't care if it's in the bass, alto, tenor, whatever. So it's A flat major. Does that make sense? Yes.
So in the first song that I asked that question, there was only one. So I can't remember what you,
Go to the last one. Go down 4.
so the last one is that, the one on the end, in, right?
Okay, watch this.
Left,
We read from left to right.
so that last
Right.
one.
So you got boom, boom, or boom, 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 boom.
Yes.
Yes, that's the last flat. Yes, ma'am. That's right. Okay? Yeah. Oh, anybody else? Good. Does that make sense? Okay, we're going to go in a little bit more depth on that later, but not right now. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that. Anybody else? We got to move on to our other discussions, like counting, because some of y'all yesterday was like, "What is going on, y'all?" Okay. So, what do I mean by counting? Remember yesterday we were doing these 1, 2, 1, and 3, and what are you talking about stuff? Yes, we're going to talk about that right now. So, what is this? It could be a so. In music, we call this a whole note. A whole note. Okay, now I really want y'all to understand this. Okay, I really do. Counting is so important. And so, and if everybody in a church could count music, man, it'll be a big deal. Okay? So, if this is a whole note, the value of this whole note, I'm going to give you, now the value of this could change depending upon what? The time signature, the time meter, okay? If those, you remember you got the treble clef, key signature, time signature, that 4/4, right? We're basing this right here off of 4/4, okay? Or 3/4, or whatever, okay? But if that bottom number of that time meter changes, that's where things get a little rough. And we're going to show you that later, okay? But just trust me here that this whole note equals 4. You say 4 what? Well, 4 beats. Watch. If I do this right here. No, I'm not a Gator fan. Okay? Okay? If you're doing this right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what if I do this? And then what if I do this? What's the difference? One's faster, one's slower. Tempo. That's tempo. The value of that one note did not change. Did y'all hear me? That value of that note still gets 4, no matter what. I don't care how fast or how slow you're going. The value of that is still 4. Now, that is one note. It is only one note. So how would I count that one note? Everybody together. Ready? Go. Now, why would you not say 1, 2, 3, 4? Because it's the value of 4. Sorry? Because it's only one note. Do you see that? It's only one note. It's only one word. It's only one note. That's what you got to get in your brain. Now, I understand if you take piano lessons, your piano teacher is going to make you count out everything. They're going to make you go 1, 2, 3, 4 for that one note. I understand all that, okay? But for what we're doing, I do not want you to count it that way. Okay, I want you to count this as 1. Make sense? Okay, and that'll make sense here in just a second. Now, you know the value, that's 4, so we're going to divide now. Yeah, how many of y'all like math? Who likes math? Raise your hand. Who does not like math? Oh, come on. Math is great. I love geometry. Like the structures and angles and all these different things. Man, it's so great. Okay, so if I take 4, this is simple math, by the way. I'm not going to make you do calculus here, okay? Simple math. If you have 4 and you divide that in half, what do you have? 2. So notice I have 2 of them. The value now is divided right in half. So this must be how many? 2. This one is how many? 2. Do y'all see that? Okay, now how many notes do you have? Right here. 2. We've moved from here to here. 2 notes. So if we have now 2 notes in what we call a measure of music, this is a measure of music. Measure bar, measure bar. In a measure. You have your lines and spaces. For sake of time, I'm not doing that. And if I have 2 of these in there, how would you count that? Ready? Together. Ready? Go.
1, 3.
Whoa. Why did you not say 2? But 1 comes after 2. Not here? Okay, here's a principle that you need to go by. Every time you cross a measure bar, you come to what? 1. Every time. Every time you cross a measure bar, you come to 1. I don't care what the note is. Okay? So if that's 1, well, what comes after 1? 2. Look at the value. Look at the value of the note that you're on. See here? The value is what? 2 is in, she said 2 is inside of here, this note. Yes. Okay? Because the value is 2 of those. 2. All right? So if 2's here, I always do that. I put the little 2 there, circle it, because when you circle it, I call that's implied. It's inside that note. You don't say 2. Okay, so what's after 2? You must say 3. I don't care what the note is. You have to say 3. Now look at the value. Where are you going? Hurry up. So you got 3 here. Okay. Look, I was always taught you don't get up during service. If you hold it. And he knows that. I don't care how bad you got to go. You should have went before the service. I'll have a talk with him later. Just kidding. Okay, here we go. Y'all calm down. All right? Here we go. So look, if we said 3 here, if we said 3, where's 4? Because you have to have 4 beats in a measure. You can't have less than that. You can't have more than that. It has to be exactly 4 here. Just trust me on that. So beat 4 is still there. It's inside that note. So when we count this, we're going to go 1, 3. Does that make sense? Now, here's a reason that we do this, and y'all have seen this before. Some of you new folks have not. Maybe, I don't know. But when you are singing, y'all know who this is? That's Jesus, right? Okay, so you got G and Zus. So if we sing this, we'd normally go Jesus, right? Not Jesus. If we were to count out every beat, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's why we count it that way. We go 1, 3. Is that, y'all with me on that? Okay. All right, good. So if we take this apart again, what kind of note do you have? Quarter note. Well, what is the value of a quarter note? Do you see we're dividing the half note? Again, half note divided in half. So the value of that is 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 4. So how would you count quarter notes? Ready? Go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes, easy. Got it? Okay, let's take it again. If I divide a quarter note in half, what do you have? Eighth note. How many eighth notes does it take to equal 4 beats? 8 of them. The value is half. One of those is half of this. So it takes 2 of these to equal 1 of those. Yeah? Now, the difference here is, let me show you something. Now you see what's going on here? That's 1, 2. Here's 1, here's 2. There's something right here because this is a half of a count. This is half a count. Beat 1 on eighth notes is not over here. It's not over here. It's over here. So we fill that in and we call this 1 and 2 and. Okay? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So if you see the count here or the beat, 1 and is up here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? All right, good. Any questions about that? Let's go one more notch. Now, I'm not going to draw these out, but no, they're all there. What are these called? 16th notes. What's the value of a 16? What's half of half? Is a quarter. Okay? Quarter of a beat. All right, so a quarter. Now, on 16ths, you could do the same thing. I'll try to do it right here. Now, you see how this lines up? Here's 1. Here's and. See, it's parallel here. There's 2. Here's and. Now we got to fill in. 1, E, and, 2. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Okay? You got to get 4 of those in one beat. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Okay? You got to get 16 of them in an entire measure. Now you can take all of this and you can mix it up however you want to in rhythmic patterns. Okay? But 16ths, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. All right? Everybody got that? 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3. Y'all say it. Ready? Go. Yes. You say, why do we have 16ths? You can get more words in. You can probably get like 16 words in a whole measure if you wanted to. Okay? Now, that might be hard to do, but you could. All right. Any questions about this before I move on? Nobody. All right, good. So, let me ask you this. What is this? It's a what? It's a dot. Okay? A dot. Which a lot of people don't like the dot. Some people hate the dot. They're so scared of it. Kind of like Satan. The dot is not Satan. Okay? I mean, just get it out of your brain that this is not wicked. Okay? The dot helps us. Somebody tell me what the dot does. Did everybody get that? Yes. Okay, well think about what you just said. You said a 16. What's half of a quarter? Thank you. Good. What is it? Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, what's another definition? Go ahead.
It adds half of
Whatever it's attached to. Okay, that's two different definitions. Because you said a note, right? You said whatever it's attached to. Well, you say, what's the big deal? Well, that's a big deal. Let me show you. Watch. Now, your definition right now works. Okay? This dot is attached to that note. What kind of note is that? It's a half note. What's the value of a half note? 2. Okay? Well, if the dot adds half the value, we can go with that. Okay? What is half of 2? 1. 2 plus 1 equals 2 plus 1 equals, that's 3 beats right there. Here's where we get in trouble, madam. Here's where we get in trouble, madam. Watch. There's the trouble. Compared to what he said, whatever it's attached to. Now, according to your definition, you said that the dot, whatever the dot adds basically half the value of the note, right? Okay, so that tells me, is that second dot attached to that note? Okay, is that note, or is that dot attached to that note and that dot? Okay, is that dot attached to that dot? Or is it just out there for no reason, just looks good? You see what I'm saying? This dot is actually attached to that dot. Okay, so now you got to think, okay, what's the value of that first dot? Is 1. What's half of 1? What's the value now? Do you see that? Okay, what if I do it again? That dot's attached to that dot, right? What's half of half? That is 3 and 3¾ You get to figure that one out. Now, so I always ask this question, and some of y'all know where I'm going. But if you don't answer this out loud, I want you to think about it. Okay? Don't answer this out loud. What did I just say? Some of y'all do not get that. Yeah. Don't answer this statement that I'm about to say out loud. Okay? Is everybody focused? Don't say the answer out loud. If I keep at don't say that every time I have somebody say the answer out loud, okay? This is a yes or no question, but don't say it out loud, okay? Okay, here we go. It is 2 talks. If I keep adding dots to this note, will I ever get to 4? Don't answer this out loud. Don't answer it out loud, okay? I just want you to think about it. If I keep adding dots for eternity, will I ever get to 4? Okay? All right, good. We'll solve that problem later. Okay, let's do some counting. You want to? Yes. No! Oh, by the way, I failed to mention this, but the whole note here, every time you add something to the whole note, it decreases in value. We added a stem to it. It decreased. We colored it in. I know some of y'all like color. We added a flag to it. Decreased. Added another flag, it decreased. Y'all see that? Oh, one more thing along with this, and then we'll count some up here on the board. With every single one of your notes, you have a rest. Okay? Somebody tell me what kind of rest this is. It's a what? This is a whole rest, half rest. The difference is the box, or the hat, if you will, is turned upside down and it's hanging from the line. This is on top of the line. Okay? So you will see those in this book, hymn book, whatever. Then you have the quarter rest. Looks like a blackbird flying sideways with a broken wing. This is a bluebird. Okay? Then you have your eighth rest. Looks like a 7 with a dot on the end of it. And then you have a 16th rest. The values here are the same. The values are the same. The only thing you do different here is you don't sing on that value. So when you see a rest, I don't care what you do. Go get a cup of coffee that's right over there. Do whatever. Don't sing. You rest. Take a breath. Whatever you need to do. But you do not sing on a rest. Okay? That's your rest. Now, by the way, you will see that. Did y'all see that? What's the value of this? What? Say again? How many? What's half of 4? 4 plus 2. The value of that's 6. You see it? So let me ask you this question. In a measure of 4 beats, can I use one of those? Nope. You cannot. It's not allowed. You go to jail. Okay? All right? Good. Any questions? Any other questions? All right, let's count. Everybody take a deep breath. Let it out. Now, when I was in music school, just like this one, or most of the music schools that I went to growing up, ever since I was 7, and we had our own at our own church, some of the instructors that I had were pretty rough. Like, you think I'm rough. You should have had some of my teachers, okay? But they would make you, one Brother David, does anybody ever meet Brother David Armistead? Brother Casey, did you ever meet him? No? Okay, well, he was rough, okay? Very talented man when it comes to music. He also traveled around and taught music schools. He passed away, actually on my birthday, August the 8th of 2020. And me and him teamed up traveling around doing different schools and whatnot. But anyway, he would teach, and he taught me when I was young. And he would come up to me, and he would have a rhythmic pattern wrote up here, and he would say, stand up, count it. And he would stand here and look at me the whole time while I'm trying to count it. I'd miss it every time. Every time. But eventually, I'd get it. He knew what he was doing. He knew that you had to apply it in order to learn it. Because some of you, I can look at you, and I'll say, do y'all understand? And you go, but inside, you're going, okay? So you have to actually apply it sometimes in order to learn it. So that's what we're going to do. All right? So let's go. I'm going to write a rhythmic pattern up here, and you're going to solve the equation. Now, there may be some errors up here. It may be all correct. I don't know. You got to figure it out. Wouldn't you like to know? Okay? He asked a good question. Yes. She asked a good question. Yes, this is 4/4. Now, we could make it another time signature. We can make it 2/4, but we'd have a lot of errors, right? We'd have to draw in some measure bars, okay? So, I want you to take a gander at it. And while you're taking a gander at it, I want you to take a 5-minute break. And then we're going to come back and we're going to solve it, okay? Y'all go take a 5-minute break. Come right back. That's 5 minutes, by the way, not 10.
What's the code to the car?